Welcome back to Riding Bikes in San Diego. A few days ago, we were going over Lake Murray Boulevard, and I made the suggestion that the problem spot in the residential area would be greatly solved if there were a bus-bike lane, and some people were very angry, and they were like, no, bus-bike lanes are bad, you should just ride in the sharrows. This is a video in defense of the bus-bike lane, and we're in the bus-bike lane on University, which I've done before, and there's this fellow here who actually says that he likes my videos, so I guess he's aware of this. So what's up, neighbor? And we're riding in the bus bike lane. I'm on an e-bike. As it happens, I just dropped my kid off somewhere, and you got to understand, folks, especially those of you not in San Diego, University Avenue here was unrideable when this was both travel lanes for cars that prioritize cars. It was unrideable because drivers wanted to go really fast and they had the expectation that they would have the space to do that. But now with this bus bike lane, that expectation isn't there anymore. Drivers expect to go slower because they only have a single lane that they can use. This is what happens with road design, and this is what I've been harping on. It's about design. Are bus bike lanes perfect? Absolutely not. But when there's only a limited amount of space and when there are all these curb cuts and everything, I can see why a protected bike lane here would be difficult to do because there are so many shopping centers and there's a supermarket coming up. We're passing a vet's office right now that has a big parking lot. There's a 7-Eleven here. I mean, this is not horrible though. Drivers don't expect to be in here except maybe if they're turning right over here, but nobody is. And even if people are using the turns, they're getting into the lane slower, maybe because they don't want to get hit by a bus. So maybe because they don't want to crash their car into a bus or have a bus crash into them. The only problem is that blue car that's in the lane where they're not supposed to be, ironically next to a giant parking lot. So they're interrupting the bus, they're interrupting the flow of traffic, but as long as nobody stores their cars in this fat lane, it's big enough for the bus to use, it's big enough for me and another guy on an e-bike to use, and the drivers in the left lane are going a little slower. Maybe they're going a little more cautiously. The design is dictating our behavior in the lane, and that's not a bad thing, Of course, we hit this incline here, and this is the goofiest part. I don't quite get it. But when we hit this incline, this bus bike lane disappears. And when we get on that next block, it's going to be gone. We're going to get right back to sharrows. See, now the drivers have the expectation that they can use this space. If anybody had made a right-hand or a left-hand turn from Florida at that intersection, now they have the expectation that they should be here, and that's going to make things more dangerous. As it stands, the only other driver in the lane is that bus who was behind me, and they can see and I can see. You might not be able to see because of the way the camera is, but that's a red light up there. So nobody should be racing up the hill anyway. Still, we're doing the best we can. And from here, when we cross that intersection, it's going to go into a painted bike lane on the shoulder. Kind of like the one we have here, but without the fat buffer. So now we're making a turn. I'm just going to go grocery shopping. Okay, this is not a recreational ride. I'm riding and running errands. I dropped my kid off. I went by the record store. I'm going to go get some food at the market. Thank you to that giant truck for blocking parking spaces rather than the bike lane. And from here, we are going to just drive less and ride a bike. Thanks so much.